Hi Anti-Society, welcome back to the Anti-Social Planet, and today we are checking out some behind the scenes for JiU's Cherry. Now this is the Dreamcatcher's node. I was told that there was the one that I did that was the behind the scenes for the actual special clip, and then this one is behind the scenes for like the choreo and stuff like that, and I love dance practices, so I definitely wanted to see some of the behind the scenes of how the choreo was put together and how they practiced for the special clip. So I'm just super excited to see some more of the behind the scenes for this song. Of course, just getting to see JiU being adorable. So let's check out this Dreamcatcher note. Oh, this is so cute, the graphics.
안녕하세요.
Hello.
오늘은 체리 리얼 미라클 솔로 안무 촬영하러 왔습니다. 솔로 안무 배우러 왔어요. 오늘 체리의 안무 배운다고 해서 이렇게 체리 맨투맨도 입고 왔다고요.
It's very cute.
준비성 철저하죠? 그러면
Keep on theme.
재밌게 한번 배워볼까요? 그대는 차차 아침을 여는 스윗 뜨뜨뜨 커피 웃어주는데 또 설레는 이유는 뭘까? 짠! 2, 1
I thought you could hear them giggling.
오, 어렵다. 안 어려워. Real life. Cherry. 이것도 너가 배워. 네. 그 팬분들이 이렇게 하나씩 줄 거야. Cherry. 와, 이런 느낌 너무 오랜만이야. 옛날에 그 옛날 사랑을 흔들던 시절?
I love seeing them like giggling and like laughing and joking with each other. I think that's so cute. Also, what is this little sticker in the back? Not important, I just got distracted partway through. And also just like the fact that I guess it's like working like one-on-one with someone that they worked with for a long time is just really interesting to me, because I feel like a lot of the time, I don't know, with like bigger groups, they like cycle through choreographers a lot more, or there's just more people involved. I feel like a lot of the time when I see something like this where it's like behind the scenes for choreo, there are just a lot more people involved. And to see this where it's like just the two of them for a lot of it, and that they know each other so well because they've worked together for so long, it's just really interesting to me.
유는 뭘까?
I mean, she's doing a lot better than I would if I was learning choreo.
여기는 어디까지 왔죠? 한 1.5? 1.5. 2 상관없어. 네.
그때는 나와 똑같은 말이야.
지금 2절까지 나가는데, 그쵸?
네.
브리지 전까지 나가는데 엄청 헷갈려요 지금. 언니가 보내준 영상을 보면서 자리를 마킹하는 시간을 가져야겠어요.
Oh yeah.
쉬는 게 아니라.
I remember doing that. Like, I'm just like going back to when I used to practice things. Can we talk about how like every dance practice room is also just full of things shoved as far as they can be out of the way? Because like every dance practice room I've seen either in K-pop or that I've been actually practicing in, that is what it looks like. Like it is basically storage or a hangout place unless you're practicing choreo, and then it's just pushing everything else as far as you possibly can to the sides. But also her talking about like marking her location and them talking even about that going through it. I remember having to do that. We used like you would like tape it, and you would do that like if you were on stage, you would definitely tape things. I remember going through those first practices on a stage where literally every time you were switching to like an important location on it, you had to like stop, and then someone would come and like tape where you were standing. It'd be like a little X of tape in like your color, so you had like a color for you, and then I always had like lots of other people that I was dancing with or had other numbers because it would be like a musical or something, and they would have their own color for like the X that was on the stage and stuff. So when you're practicing, you don't necessarily have that. You maybe have like a center that's marked, but then you have to just kind of know, and it becomes like muscle memory, and it completely changes once you get on the stage. It depends on the stage too. If the stage changes, then you also need to like remark where you're going to be so that you fill the space properly. It's like a whole thing. Like if you've ever seen like a top down on a stage, you'll see a bunch of just like marks and like tape and stuff on it, because that's just how we figure things out.
너의 수만 가지 모습 중에 늘 환하게 웃는 그 모습이 날 행복하게 해. 내가 사랑한 너의 수만 가지 모습 중에 늘 환하게 웃는 그 모습이 날 행복하게 해.
밀라이. 아, 또 따가요? 뭐지? 지우가 하는 거 따라할게요. 제리. 밀라이. 제리. 제리. 여러분 고생하셨습니다.
그럼요. 준비해야죠.
준비한대. 준비한대.
그럼요. 제가 2일차 때는 무엇을 입고 오는지 여러분 기대해주세요. 그러면 우리 2일차 때
Are we
만나요.
gonna stay on theme?
안녕.
Oh, we are on theme!
오늘도 체리를 입고 왔어요. 귀엽죠?
It is cute. Oh, it matches.
오늘도 화이팅! 제가 그 스케줄 가서 애들한테 이렇게 쳐줬거든요.
근데 이 회사한테 말을 잘 먹어. 연락해서 한번 봐. 열심히 한대.
I mean, the beginning of practice, there's usually, oh, see, we're marking. See, we're marking the different places. And I like that it's like a random plushie and some drinks, because yeah, been there. Because you can't actually like usually tape the floor all that much. I mean, you can see some of it over here where they have like taped numbers, which is also used if you're like pointing towards the mirror. But if you like shift it like they have, you probably aren't gonna like actually tape it. I don't know about the flooring. That's always what it is. It's like, are you gonna damage the floors by putting tape on it? Whereas like a stage, I mean, I don't know what they put on stages, but they're rough if you've ever actually seen the top of a stage. They've been through something. So I like that they're like marking it as kind of like an impromptu to like be like, here's sort of like breaking up the stage into what, sixes? I think they have 6 sections that I can see. Probably 7s. Am I doing my math? We have like an actual center to it. Anyway, look, don't ask me to do calculations right now. My brain is still sick. But the fact that they're like breaking it up so you can kind of map it out, and I'm assuming that it's partly them deciding how to mark it up has to do with how many dancers there are and the formations and stuff like that. You wouldn't need as many if you had like a smaller group, like if you were doing like thirds, so you had like someone in center and then the 2 on the sides, you probably wouldn't need as much. And then also you want to make sure that like how you're breaking it up is actually like useful. It's not just like generally breaking up into like sections. You want to make sure that there is like, it marks like a center of a formation for each time. With this studio too, you can also use the lights as like markers because they're in rows. It's kind of like, how do you use like your peripheral to help you with marking where you're supposed to be?
아니 어제 팬들이 그 하람의 영상 뜨자마자 저보고 그 전에 밍스 짬밥이 어디 안 간다고 그러시더라고요.
사랑을 흔들던 시절?
요즘 그 시연이가 하던
근데 이게 없는 거 진짜요?
네 제가 바로 그 밍스 사랑을 흔들던 시절의 주인공입니다. 시연이한테
이게 다리가 잘라지면
언니 이것도 날렸어요. 제가 애들 앞에서 이렇게 쳐졌거든요. 그러니까 애들이 서로 살이 쪘단 말이야. 이거 너무 마음에 들어요. 너무 직관적이고 너무 잘 표현됐어.
Oh no, she's losing her headband. Oh.
이것도 실컷인데 제 머리가 너무 비단 같아서 풀렸나 봐요. 드립이다. 굉장히 이게 하나도 놓칠 수 없는 부분이 많아서 더워요. 지금 운동이 된다고요. 오늘 제가 동생한테 체리가 이 노래 듣는 거 찍어서 보내달라고 했거든요. 동생한테 진짜 귀여워요. 그러면
Are you going to share?
콘서트에서 만나보시죠.
Aww. You can't promise me a dog video and then not give it to me.
재밌다. 다들 너무 프로세요.
Yes. Shout out to all the dancers. And she kept her hair tie at the end there. Oh, I'm like a little bit out of breath just like watching them because I'm like having flashbacks. It has been a long time since I had to do a dance practice of any kind, but like seeing it, every time I see it, I'm just like an actual practice that's like actually learning stuff. I'm like, man, I remember why I was not a dancer. It's like, it's so exhausting seeing them, but like, especially with a tight schedule like that, I don't think I've ever had that quick of a turnaround, even with them like obviously getting video of the choreo beforehand, before actually being in the studio, but it's very different to like learn on your own and then you're there and it's about like actually going through it and like clean up and stuff like that. To do it in like a couple of days is something that I have never ever experienced. I've had much more time to learn it and then to clean it up and make sure that it's like a whole thing, especially since that didn't include like costume and being like on site and stuff like that. I'm assuming that that's things that they did like day of when the special clip was happening, where it was like, all right, this is where we're actually going to be dancing for this, so you have to get used to dancing on grass instead, and you have to get used to being in this costume as opposed to like your comfy clothes for being in the studio and things like that. So very different from my experience, and it just makes me appreciate like the hard work of it, because that's such a quick turnaround and they do it all the time. Like, it's not just this number, it's not just this time with this special clip, it's like them as a group all together. Like, this is JiU's example of it, but it's probably what they do like every time that they have a choreo, with probably a little bit more practice like in studio when it's the whole group, because you have more people that you need to like clean up, and then also if they have like background dancers and things. But yeah, it baffles me how hard they work and how good they are. Like, I could not do that even in like the peak time of me doing theater stuff. Like, I could not. So I hope you enjoyed watching that along with me. You can click this place to go and see my previous reactions, or you can subscribe so you don't miss next time I post a Dreamcatcher reaction, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!